So, is it better to buy a used car, 5,000, 10,000 ringgit cash, or should you enjoy life a bit and get something newer, something you love, something you enjoy, but tie yourself down to a 7-year loan or 9-year loan? So recently, a friend of mine, his name is Andrew, and he made quite a stir on threads telling people his own experience living with a 5,500 ringgit used Proton and comparing it with a lot of people who are caught in loans of 2,000, 3,000 ringgit in their whatever car, whatever new car, and he says that yes, even though his car is not fancy, nothing to shout about, but he has that financial peace of mind. Now, full disclosure, Andrew is a good friend of mine, and I don't necessarily agree with him on his points, but as in all cases, as in all arguments, there is some truth and there's also some element whereby it may or may not apply to you. So, as always, I would say that you really need to exercise judgment when it comes to dissecting things on the internet, people's opinion and all that. So I always hold this belief that whatever people say is always a reflection of what is viewed through the lenses of their own perspective. And it's really a reflection of their own worldviews. And really the question is whether does their views align with yours. So my take on it is very simple. I have no bother whether it's a cash buy or a loan buy. The only one thing I look out for is what's my exit? Can I let go of the car at any time, get money back, or don't have to top up money to the bank? That's it. So of course, in his case, he spent 5,500 ringgit on a used car. Confirm if he decides to sell it, he'll get money back. And what's better, because he bought it so low, and if over the years of his ownership, he invests in the proper care, proper maintenance, do the right tasteful things and all that, right? He may even be able to sell it one day at 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. Highly possible. Okay. Now, but my point of view always is this. I don't believe in skimping in your car purchases. Means that I won't buy a car just because it is cheap. I will buy, of course, something that is within what I can afford, but I will always go for the best car that I can afford without burdening myself. Why? Because now some of you will disagree with me on this, but my firm view is that your car is an investment. It's just not one that gives you direct monetary returns. A lot of people say a car is an investment. That is only true if you buy a used JDM lah, classic lah, that appreciates in value. I look at it another way. I look at the car is your tool for mobility. The thing that allows you to get from point A to point B at a rate that is much faster than what any of our ancestors can imagine. If you were to go back in time to the point where humans were just riding around in horses, a car is magic. And I dare say that a lot of us are in an era whereby if not for the car, our parents would not have met. Think about that. A lot of us actually owe our existence to the car. And think about all the friends that you have made in your life. Would you have met them if the car was not invented? Think about that. And think about your job, going to work, or the last business deal that you closed. Could that deal have been closed without you having access to a car? Now, the other point of my argument also is that I firmly believe that our environment shapes our results. Okay? And when you invest in a car that gives you peace of mind, gives joy, gives you energy, what this means is that you show up better as a person. You are less miserable when you're at work. You are less agitated when you are at home with your kids. So the thing is, what The mistake that a lot of people make is that they go two extremes. Some people, they buy cars that are not realistic for them to afford one. And what happens? They get themselves into financial stress. Okay? And the other extreme is that people who are so stingy, they just buy a cheap car, but what happens? That car is noisy lah, always masuk workshop lah, and all that. And that causes them stress. Because you just think about this. After your workplace, after your house, your car is where you spend the most amount of time in. Doesn't it make sense that when you choose a car, you choose one where you spend a lot of time in it? It energizes you, it makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you arrive at work, you are energized. When you are back at home, you are happy. You show up better for all the people around you. So that is what I mean when I say that your car is, in a way, an investment in your well being. But you just make sure that you don't buy beyond the means of what you can afford. That's all, right? So ultimately, the argument is not whether buy cash is better or buy loan is better. If you can afford to buy a car outright cash, go ahead and do it, right? If, let's say, like for example, if all it takes is for you to feel good in a 20-year-old BMW E39 that costs you less than 30,000 ringgit plus fixing, that's where you should put your money, which is what I did. If all it takes is for me to drive my family in safety, in comfort, is a Ford S-Max that costs just under 90,000 ringgit as a used demo car, that's what I would buy, right? Now, does it mean that I am telling people to not pursue your 200,000 ringgit, 300,000 ringgit dream car? Absolutely not. Because I do believe in aspiring to better things in life. And when you set yourself a target to achieve something better, you motivate yourself to go further, to push yourself harder, to level up. Okay? But what I always believe is that when it comes to car buying, the means to afford what you can buy must come first before the buying. To me, the whole argument of buy cash, buy loan, how much is a good amount of money to buy, that is totally irrelevant. The first question to ask is, how much are you making? And if let's say the car that you are desiring to own is going to need you to earn more than what you're currently earning, then the question is, what are you doing to bring yourself to that level of income? So that's it from me today, and I hope today's video give you a good perspective, is of great value to you. And if you are looking for personalized car buying advice that is basically tailored to your situation, your income, what is the best car that you can get based on wherever you are in life? Well, follow the link in the description section below to access my virtual car buying AI assistant, where you just share your story and it will output based on my 15-year experience as a car reviewer to recommend to you the best car to fit your current circumstance. Go check it out. Link is in the description section below. And of course, if you need help to sell your car and get a better price for it, there's also a form in the description section below you can fill up, and my team will then be in touch. Okay, so that's it from me today. Until my next video, take care, stay safe. I'll see you soon.